Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Space Quest 4, Roger Wilco and the Time Rippers, even though it says Space Quest 12 in the title bar. This is a time travel game. We are in the future of Xenon in the sewer system. Let's see what's here.
Oh no! The door has shut and there's no way back. What are you going to do now? This hatch, locked from the other side, was your portal to this area. This hatch opens from the other side only. Nobody can hear you through the thick door.
Not that there's anybody here worth talking to.
Smells like something that wasn't designed for noses. That's not a very clear... The corrosive effect of the slimy pipes reduces your tongue to a stump. Now you truly are tasteless. The pipes have the tangy taste of 100% real steel, basted with slime and rusted to a delicate crunch. The corrosive effect, the corrosive... This rough area tastes strangely like blood. Oh, that is blood. You shredded your tongue. Your mother should have warned you about licking strange areas. I'll bet you...
Alright. Enough licking things. Did we get the jar? We got the jar, okay. This is a small maze. It's not that expansive.
A green gel-type mass flows out of the vent and down the conduit section.
This just kind of sits there for a few moments.
You bend down and scoop up some slime with both hands cupped. You took a little too long. Now it's slime time! As the green slime dissolves the flesh from your bones, you think, hey, this stuff consumes 47 times its weight in acid.
Alright, so we need to put this in the jar.
Okay.
And this
You
is...
scoop up the slimy secretion. Better get away now before it scoops you up.
This is one of those inventory items that will show up in, 3/4 of the way through the game. And if you didn't pick it up here and just ran away from the slime or didn't even see the jar, then you can get a good chunk of the way through the game and get stuck. Appears to be a ship landing here. Maybe we can borrow it once it's done? Let's see about that. Oh great. Looks like sequel police. Wait till they're done. And then let's see if we can sneak up to the thing.
This seems to be a relatively spacious landing gear compartment. Wonder how cramped it gets in there when the gear is stowed. You look at the finely sculpted ship. It looks to have been designed for atmospheric operation, probably used solely for patrol excursions.
So we're not going on a deep space escape on this thing.
This seems to be a relatively spacious
You said that already, Gary. No jaunty death music, so I guess it worked. And thus far, there's not a whole lot of context for why Roger is doing this, other than he was brought here to save Xenon. It's not clear why we need a pocket pal. It's not clear why we need the battery yet. We're simply taking those because the game lets us, and because in an adventure game, you take anything that's not nailed down. Alright, let's explore up here and see where we get.
Uh-oh. We're glad you could play Space Quest 4. As usual, you've been a real pantload.
Let's not go to the right. Let's go to the left and see what happens. What's that?
I've just completed a scan of the Labion sector of Space Quest 2. No sign of presence at this time. Gruff, schluff, ruff, ruff.
Mega see the sense. Zabo feel zagold.
Just hop in here real quick while they're not looking. Alright, and here's an infamous Sierra screw you moment. We need this code for this time pod. It's different every game, and it's random, and this is the only place we can get it. If you don't write it down here, you're hosed. Later on, when you want to come back to this particular point of time, so I'm just going to hastily draw this out. I also have the advantage that I'm, recording a video, and I can always just fire up VLC or DaVinci and come back and see what this code is here. The guy said that he's scanned the Labion sector of Space Quest 2, so this really is a time travel game. And apparently they think that they would send Roger, the guy with in the introduction would have sent Roger back to Space Quest 2 for some reason instead of forward to Space Quest 12. Alright, I think if we pick 6 of the same, let's try 6 of the same.
Drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, nothing much happens. That must not have been a valid code. Try again.
I need one of these. This is really hard to see. One of those, the exclamation points. Nope.
The powerful time and nothing.
That thing. Oh, you just go in order. Yeah, just go first 6 codes in order.
Drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally,
this looks familiar. This looks kind of like Ortega from Space Quest 3 after we went through here and...
This is Roger. This is Roger on Ortega. Any questions?
That's right, we needed the thermoweave to exist here. Let's not go there. 'Tis a silly place. Alright, so how do we get to where we're supposed to go?
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, nothing much happens. That must not have been a valid code. Try again. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally,
And it's doing the reverb thing again, and there's no animation here. It's supposed to be a palette swap that keeps cycling colors there. And we're in Space Quest 10, Latex Babes of Estros, which I'm sure is not going to end well. So how long have I been going? 13 minutes, about halfway there. And this place doesn't look quite as bombed out
You've
as...
seen a lot of plateaus and sloping hills before, but this one's a butte. The entire horizon undulates in enticing peaks, curves, and crevices for which Estros is famous.
Wondering if Allo wrote these scenes. This place doesn't look nearly as bombed out as Space Quest 12 was. It also looks like maybe a Wile E. Coyote scene wouldn't be too amiss here with all the verticalness that we see here, all the rock formations.
We're glad you could play Space Quest 4. As usual, you've been a real pet load.
All right. Let's see if we can find the manual for the MP32 and reset the reverb. Alright, so that apparently wasn't a bit of landscape that connects to anything else. Let's go this direction. Now we can get onto that other section of stair-like rocks. What the heck is this going on down here?
You get the feeling you're not alone here.
And I'm not ready for this part just yet. You'll see what I mean here in a few minutes, but I'm not ready for that yet. We need to do something else first. Just not sure how to trigger that something else exactly. There we go.
Whoa! What was that?
Hey, those Talon things hurt. You didn't much care for the landing either.
Alright, if you've played King's Quest V, there's a somewhat similar scene there, but not quite as gooey.
My. Rather than the sequel policeman penetrating the inner sanctum of the nest, the reverse obviously occurred. You frisk the skewered sequel policeman and turn up a paper-wrapped wad of used chewing gum.
And just further proof that an adventure character will carry anything around.
These symbols look vaguely familiar. Now, where have you seen them?
That looks like part of a time code. Unfortunately, the chewing gum is blocking the first half of the code, so we'll need to find that somewhere else. If you stick around long enough, you can sometimes see King Graham and the Eagle from King's Quest V. Maybe it's already happened in the background, I was preoccupied with something else. But also, if you hang around long enough, the the pterodactyl comes back, and it doesn't end real well for Roger Wilco at that point. Anything else we need here?
The inedible portions of the pterodactyl's previous meals lie scattered about the nest. The huge nest is constructed of sticks and assorted being parts gathered from this bleak planet. It is then cemented in place by a generous helping of pterodactyl saliva. The huge nest.
Like I don't know if I finished my thought, but there's a scene like this in King's Quest V where Graham is swiped by a two-headed bird of some sort and dropped into its nest to feed to its babies.
You've got a lot of nerve coming back here, Roger Wilco. After leaving me the way you did, you male scum. This is the last woman you'll ever dump on. Right, girls?
Right.
Said you couldn't be tied down.
I said that?
You said you had to be free to roam the galaxy.
Was that me?
You'll be sorrier than you look. We'll see to that.
Yeah.
Into the sub, fly boy.
And I think they mean business. If you try anything, they will harpoon you. And that's another game over. This is one
You
of the
hope these women soon realize that they must have the wrong guy.
This is one of those parts of the game that has not aged particularly well. You'll see what I mean here in a few minutes.
This is Zandra. We are approaching checkpoint 6. Prepare to open the tunnel door.
And then we'll be wrapping up this section of the game.
Activate
after
the door.
that. Is this the same lady that was there earlier? How did she get here before us?
Sit down.
I'll pass, thanks.
Comfy, Mr. Wilco?
Hey, what are you doing? Let me go, witch.
Shut up. Your whimpering sickens me. I'll teach you not to run out on me. Thorine is quite knowledgeable in the ways of torture. I'll let the two of you get acquainted. Thorine, do your stuff.
With pleasure, Zandra.
Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. This is EpiRip 357, the most powerful hand hair remover in the universe, and it's capable of shaving your legs clean off. I've always wanted to see a man shave with one of these, but I guess you'll do. Now you'll know the meaning of the word pain. It's a sea slug! Run, girls!
How bad can it be?
We're glad you could play Space Quest 4. As usual, you've been a real pantload.
And that's the same can of food. Instead of saying slime repel or slime food, it says slug food. It's the same can. Okay, so we haven't... So it did pause for quite a while, so it's obviously this is survivable somehow.
You can't do that. Keep your hand... Desperate. Keep your hands to your...
Alright. And we activate whatever they use to zap our pants. I think there was a scene in one of the Jaws movies where they fed the shark a diving tank and it went boom.
Our hero!
Wasn't he great, girls? Well, Raj, I guess we can call it even. Thank you for ridding our fortress of that slimy, awful sea slug. I know I can't blame you for backing out at the last minute. I guess I was a little overbearing. Sorry. Can we still be good friends?
Well, now, wait a minute. Let's talk about this.
No, Roger, you were right. You don't need to spare my feelings. It just wasn't meant to be. It's better this way. Well, girls, I feel like celebrating. Let's go shopping!
Meanwhile, back in Space Quest 12...
Well, what have we here?
This is the rebel scum we captured in the Space Quest 4 time sector. He had just aided Wilco in escaping. The readout on his time gun indicates that Wilco was successfully transported into this time sector as you feared.
That is no longer a concern. Wilco will surrender to us once he has learned we have captured his son. Then he will be destroyed once and for all.
Sail!
Alright. This is a good place to stop because there's some audio oddities with that rhythmic pulsing noise. But we are just going to grab this
You pick up the ATM card.
apparently an ATM card that's laying on the ground here. And we're going to go ahead and save the game here and call it quits for the episode. Anyway, that isn't the worst of the game. There's still a scene here in this mall that will draw even more controversy. So let's leave it here for now, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.